understand what this light is for.
I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be a little on the inspirational side. It's going to be how I got started, basically like my story. If you don't know, I'm also a hairdresser, hairstylist, cosmetologist, all of the above. All right. And I would say my journey is nowhere close to being 50% done at all. I'm not even halfway to where I want to be yet. But in the time that I've been doing hair, I would say a lot has happened. It feels like a lot has happened. And I just want to share the story so that if people feel discouraged, or if you feel as if people just show like the good parts, not the bad parts, this video is going to be the true honest. That didn't make sense. This video is going to show like how things really go behind the scenes that a lot of people don't tell you about. But there we go. All right. So hair started when I was about 12 or 13, I want to say. I just remember starting in middle school where everyone would ask me, can I do 2 braids in their hair, or could I twist their hair real quick? And back then I was like a goody two-shoes, so I would get scared. Like when the teacher would tell me stop braiding, I would just stop braiding, but they would try to tell me, can you just hurry up and braid it? Like I remember in gym class, right before class would start, they would beg me to like do 2 braids real quick while the teacher was like setting up for gym. Like this was 8th grade, and I would hurry up and do 2 braids, so I became like the person who does everybody braids, 2 braids. And then growing up, like my aunt used to do our hair. We used to go to the Africans, and I was always interested in trying to find out how they do it. Like I would literally watch my sister get her hair done and I would try to watch them doing my hair with a mirror. Like I just remember it started from there. So it started with 8th grade, 9th grade, learning how to do hair, watching people do hair. And then when I was in 10th grade, I got into the cosmetology program at my high school. So I remember like starting off, I started, if I can find pictures and stuff, I started literally in a dining room chair, and I used to put it in the living room in front of the TV so that when I did people's hair, I could be doing their hair while watching TV so they could watch TV, because I literally would just move the dining room chair to the living room and do people's hair in front of the TV. I would put all my stuff on a coffee table in the living room, and that's how I would do hair. And then I got a little advanced, up my prices. Back then my price was like $40, $50 for box braids. I wasn't doing weaves. I was actually terrified of weaves. I was scared to do weaves. Like I could do a whole story time on my first weave. And yeah, that was interesting. So back then I used to do crochet. That's when crochet was big, and that's when box braids were big. So I was doing box braids and crochet for under $100. That right now that's play. I played myself. Because I used to be up 10 hours braiding people's hair. So yeah. But so it started with that, and then my dad got me a mirror. I think I got my first chair, and we set up like a space in the dining room now. So I went from the living room, bringing a dining room chair to the living room, to having a little corner in my mom's living room. So then that's why I had my chair, I had my dresser of hair stuff, and I had a mirror. So I had a mirror on the wall, and I had my chair. So then it would turn into me doing hair in the dining room. But that was my first chair, my first like cosmetology chair, like I'm sitting right now. And I didn't have to use the dining room chair no more. So it started there. I upped my prices a little bit. And then that's when I started doing weaves. After the first time, my first experience doing weaves, I started doing weaves. I wasn't doing frontals yet. I just started doing closures. My closures were not the best, and ooh, it was not the best. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. That's what a lot of people don't mention, but you have to start somewhere. So I started doing that, and then I worked in a shop for a little while. It wasn't like a real, I didn't mean to say that. I worked in a shop for a little bit of time because at the moment a lot was going on and I was still young. I was just doing hair, like the crochet pretty much there. And I didn't have a lot of clients, so it wasn't like I was in there every day. I would just go there to do the hair. So I started at one shop. But that only lasted like over the summer, a couple months. But then I went back home because it was a lot going on at the moment. So I went back to my little station in my house, in my mom's house. And then I got discouraged. I felt as if I was done doing hair. I was going to college. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. It's taking up too much time. I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting the attention. I'm not getting the type of attention that I really wanted, that I felt like I deserved. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. I made a post. I was like, I'm done doing hair. I had an Instagram. I made my last post. I'm gonna insert stuff so you can see, like, on my Instagram there's a big gap, and I was done. I was really like, hair, I'm gonna make waves. That's it. I don't want to do people's hair no more. Because I really got so discouraged, I was like, I'm done. And you go through that as a hairstylist, but I really was like, it was months. I've done that before, but it would be for like a couple weeks. But this time I was like, done. Like, not doing it. Then I got a part-time job. Hair, where you at? Because it wasn't for me. It really was not for me. So after that, we zoomed by a little bit. A couple months go by. I work in another shop. Yeah. I worked in one shop. On to the next. That's a whole different story. But as I was working in that shop, it was like I had to regain my clients back. I lost all my clients pretty much. I had the clients I was doing before, but it's like I lost like my name as a hairstylist because I stopped doing hair. Like nothing was hair. Like I didn't promote no hair, no nothing. So it was hard. It was hard. I had to really start from the bottom, even though I was already up. I should have kept going. I would have been farther, but things happen for a reason. I had to see it for myself. So I started doing hair again, slowly regained my clients, months. It took at least like 5-6 months to get back to where I'm at right now. And yeah, that's why I will never quit again, I'll tell you that. But so I worked at one shop. I felt the need that I needed to leave that shop. So I went to a new shop. And this is where I felt as if I've grown the most from. Now I do frontal sew-ins, closure sew-ins. Sew-ins are my thing, pretty much. Lace installs. So right now where I'm at is like the best place I've been for hair. On top of, I do YouTube. I get sent here to do reviews on, which is something that I never thought I would be able to do. I never thought I'd be able to talk in front of the camera. I never thought I would be getting sent here to do reviews on and being posted on these company sites that I once would literally buy hair from with my own money. I never thought they would see in me, oh, she does good hair, let her promote our ways. Back in the day when I literally had a chair in my mom's living room doing box braids for 10 hours for $100, I never thought that fast forward like 6 years later, I'd be on YouTube getting sent here, promoting other companies' hairs for free, not spending my money to promote someone else's business, all based on skill, being in a shop where I feel like I've grown the most, which is not the end for me because I have plans for something else coming soon, but I'm not going to speak on it. But yeah, I've never really looked. You have to look at where you start to now. 9th grade, 6 years later, the shy little girl who was doing hair in a living room, I never thought I would be where I'm at right now. So that goes to say, which is the meaning of this video, is to show that you have to go through these different phases. You have to start from nowhere. I had no chair. I literally had like 5 products, I want to say. I literally had a rat tail. Mind you, this is my mom's stuff. So I literally had rat tail scrunchies, and I was doing box braids and crochet, and a crochet hook. To the point where now I got a whole station full of stuff. Like, if you see my station, you see my station. My station is full because I do a lot of wigs now, do a lot of frontals. These are things that I never thought I could do back when I started doing hair. I literally would make posts saying I don't do this because I just never felt like I could. I never felt like, oh, I could make a frontal look like lace. Mind you, this whole unit right here is all glueless. This unit is something that back then I would have never thought, oh, I could finesse this. I could do this. This is something like, I would never do this. I would literally go to the shop to get this done. This is something like, it's crazy because looking back, I never really thought that 6 years later I would be right here. So you could imagine where 6 years from now, where I'll be at. And it's just a lot in between. There's a lot of crying, a lot of discouragement, a lot of bad reviews, a lot of good reviews, a lot of good clients, a lot of bad clients, a lot of people not liking their hair, people not wanting to pay the price. There's times people told me, oh, you're charging too much, you're not worth what you're charging. There's times where I had to like defend myself over a hairstyle. Like, all this stuff in between are what people don't be showing when they show like the victory. Like, there's stuff that would make me cry. Like, I would want to quit when I was younger because I didn't know how to make the braid tight when I was braiding. Something as simple as that was discouraging me to the point where I wanted to stop. Yet I kept going. 6 years later, I'm right here. I'm in a shop and I do something that I never thought I would get to do yet. And it's a lot. But it's just I just want to make this video to show you guys that, like, you really start from the bottom, and you can't give up. You have to keep going. So this is like just an inspirational video. If you want me to go more in depth or talk about like certain things that I've went through that affected me when it comes to hair, then I can do that more detailed stuff. But this is gonna be the end of this video. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment ideas. And make sure you turn on the notification bell when you subscribe so that you can see my videos. But I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that you have to start from the bottom sometimes and keep going. Like, nobody's gonna just jump off and become the best hairstylist, especially hair. This goes for hair, clothes, anything. You can't just jump off and think you're gonna be number one. You're gonna go through a lot of hard things. You're gonna go through a lot of dissatisfied people. You're gonna go through a lot, but you have to keep going. If it's something you want to do, you have to keep going. Even on days when I want to quit, there's always signs that show me don't quit. So I just want to make this quick video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video soon.
Alright, so I'm going to try to just start this video because this lighting issue is just not it. Hey guys, it's me, Zy, and I'm back. No. Hey guys, it's not it. It's only when people are coming. Alright guys, it's me, Zy, and I'm back with another video. I'm back with another video, and yeah, like, it's extremely windy outside, so I really hope that this camera's not picking up the wind, so, but it's me, Zylia. No, I don't even say my real name, like, what am I doing?